Here we go. LA Knight. WWE's own LA Knight. And everybody's saying, it seems like I pissed a few of you off in the last video. It seems like I pushed a few buttons. Maybe I stirred the pot a little bit too much and now it's all over my stove. And that's not what I meant to do. Trust me, I am not like these other internet guys. I'm not here to cause drama. I'm not here to push a false narrative. I'm not here to troll you. That's not what I'm doing, man. I told you what I saw. I'm telling you what I feel. And it got taken a little bit wrong. I got dragged through the comments just a little bit. And that's fine, because to be honest, the video it wasn't good at all. It was a poor video, not up to par, not my best content. I just put that shit out there just to see what it was gonna do. I put it out there to see what you guys will say. Topic of discussion, and listen to you guys discuss it. But then when I was called to the judges' chambers about LA Knight, when I was called to the stand in front of the jury and right hand to God, now I must speak the truth and only the truth. So help me, God. I said, all right, well, let's get it then. First of all, there seems to be an issue that I said LA Knight has lost momentum. Let's define momentum. Momentum means to move slower than you once was or once did. Now, that's not the book definition word by word, but that's what momentum means. To go slower, to lose momentum. I'll give you an example of something similar losing momentum. A wagon going downhill. Once it hits the bottom of the hill, it loses the momentum it once had. Okay? If somebody came in the house and said to you, hey, it's colder outside. If yesterday was 100 degrees and today is 90, it is colder outside. It's colder than what it once was. He didn't mean it was Alaska cold. He meant that it was colder today than it was yesterday. So when I said LA Knight lost momentum, I meant it. I had facts to back that up. He has lost momentum. He's not where he once was. Where he once was main event, remember? Money in the Bank, he didn't win that. Crown Jewel Roman Reigns, he didn't win that. They took him to the top, and they took him to the top way too fast. You know it. I know it way too fast. Now, LA Knight may be 40 years old, but to the game of business, he's a baby. To the game of business, he's an infant. He's premature. Because this heat just started this year. So that was way too fast. Way too fast. What y'all thought that Roman Reigns versus LA Knight was for LA Knight? It wasn't. Roman Reigns is WWE's beast. Their animal. Their dog. And I'm not saying that as a metaphor. I'm for real. That is their pet. That is their sycamore. Anybody. If they needed to promote this company, they putting them out front of that is their animal. I guess that is a metaphor. Because I guess if it's not a metaphor, I'd be calling him an animal. He's not really an animal. So it's a metaphor. And what I mean by that, though, LA Knight was just a steak. A prime rib. He was something very, very good. A pork chop. They needed to feed Roman Reigns to keep the momentum going. And what better way to feed him than give him the guy that everybody's saying? L.A. Knight. He wasn't there to look good. He wasn't there to prolong. He was there to feed the machine, feed the beast. And feed the beast is exactly what he did. To the back of the line you go. No? Isn't he trying now to fight for mid-card titles? Now, I know you guys will be like, mid-card? The U.S. is a great title. The IC is a great title. Of course it is. If it wasn't for these little babies behind me, I would put them up there. But that's momentum going down. Because if the WWE is at the top of the hill and you're rolling down and the US and the IC is at the bottom of that hill, then you have lost momentum when you've reached the bottom. And it's exactly what I was trying to explain to y'all, but you didn't hear me. And that's okay. I wasn't clear, but I hope I'm clear now. He has lost momentum because he's not back at the top where he once was. Now, Let's talk comparisons, because this seems to be a big thing and people don't seem to understand it. I had a guy in my comment section telling me about how Ric Flair was a copy of so-and-so. So-and-so. He didn't even name a name. He didn't have a name to put in there. You want to know why he didn't have a name? It's not because he didn't have one. I'm sure he did. But the name wasn't as relevant as it is when we're talking LA Knight. The name wasn't as big as it is when we're talking LA Knight, The Rock, and Stone Cold. I'm going to break that down for you. LA Knight is a copy and a comparison, absolutely. The way he walks, the way he talks, the glasses, the vest. Hell, he even has a move that looks like the people's elbow. He jumps on the turnbuckle like The Rock would throw up his arm. He's cutting a promo with Logan Paul. He says, I have a map right here. And you know what you can do with this map? You can take it and what? Stick it straight up his candy ass? That is way too many comparisons. So many comparisons that when you go on the internet, all you see is comparison, comparison, comparison. The Rock talked about it. Booker T talked about it. Kevin Nash talked about it. Comparison, comparison, comparison. If you open your eyes, you would see that everybody talked about these comparisons. It's in Roman Reigns' promo. It's in The Miz's promo. The elephant in the room is he is a copy or he sounds very, very close, enough for us to have to discuss it often. So my mans didn't have a name for Ric Flair because there would be nothing really behind it. See, when you steal or when you take, it's cool if it's a Snickers bar from Walmart. It's cool if Miss Sally has a few pearls in her desk and you reached into her desk and you grabbed those little pearls and you went out to pawn them. But try to go steal out of a bank. Try to take $1 million out of that vault. Everybody will talk about it. The Rock is that vault. Stone Cold is that vault. Whoever this guy in the comment section was talking about Ric Flair, those are just Miss Sally's pearls. Those are the Snickers bar. Those are the Reese's. But here's one thing about the Ric Flair comparison, why I don't like it. Jay-Z said it best in this song. If y'all know Jay-Z, look him up. He said it to Nas in a diss song. He said this because Nas was mad at him because he sampled his song. He said, so what if I sampled your song? You was using it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. I think it was so what I sampled your verse. You were using it wrong. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. You know what that means? It means it was just a small little thing that you did, but I made it into this big song that went platinum. Ric Flair is whoo! So if he took from somebody lesser than him and whoo became Ric Flair, we won't talk about it. When John Cena took from Tony Yayo, John Cena became You Can't See Me, so we don't talk about it. But LA Knight, you just can't take from The Rock because he's The Rock. You can't just take from Stone Cold because he's Stone Cold. That's a flick off because Stone Cold did it. I'm not flicking y'all off. You can't just take from them because that's stealing out of the vote. That's not the Snickers bar. That's not Miss Sally's pearls. That's stealing out of the vote. That's 1 million. So now everybody's on it. That's the comparison. Now there's a video of a side-by-side comparison of LA Knight. Y'all guys can check it out. I would put it up on my screen behind me, but I don't want to do that and get all copyrighted and everything, but y'all should check it out. There is a side-by-side comparison of LA Knight walking side-by-side with The Rock and Stone Cold from a previous entrance back in the day, and you can see identical. That is not something that is a rub-off. That's not something that was just complimented. That is a very big copy. I won't stay on this subject too much longer. Y'all know this. So we talked about momentum, and let's go back to this theme, right? Let's finish this video with the momentum. Right now, well, not now, in November, because we're in December now. In November, the top talent of WWE came out from multiple different sources and multiple different articles about who the top talent is in WWE. And you know what they said. And this is how they ranked it. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley is what they say, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Finn Balor. LA Knight is 3 to 4 spaces down from where he was in October. It's losing momentum, guys. I named 7 other people before him. This is not my list. Y'all can look this up. It's momentum loss. Now we're in December, but we got Randy Orton now. We got CM Punk. They weren't on that list. Further down we go. I ultimately don't have an issue with LA Knight. I don't have an issue at all. But I think that the comparisons that he's had, it just won't last long for him. It's okay to have, what's the word I'm looking for? It's okay to be inspired by others and make it into something. Seth Rollins be reminding me of Shawn Michaels so much. But he doesn't come out and promo identical to him. He doesn't have moves on his moveset that's just identical to him. Probably hit the sweet chin music. I think we all have done that one. Or everybody on the roster has done that. But that would be okay if he did it, because his promo doesn't sound like him. Let me end y'all with this. Last thing I'm going to end it with. Ricochet. Ricochet has a move on his move list called the People's Moonsault. It's like the People's Elbow, which is from The Rock. The Ricochet's got brown skin, similar to The Rock. Tattoo, similar to The Rock. Bald head, similar to The Rock. And you will not find nearly as many articles about Ricochet being compared to The Rock as you would LA Knight. You want to know why? Because the importance of The Rock wasn't his moves. It wasn't the way he looked. It wasn't because he was a sexy motherfucker. It wasn't because of that. It was because of that mic game. That mic game is what made The Rock. That mic game is what made him. And since LA Knight is very, very, very strongly influenced by that mic game, to where we can hear not only similarities, but lines that are delivered just like that, it is very difficult for him to not be compared, not be a carbon copy, not be a chewed up, spit out version of it, because it's exactly what we know. I was telling my little brother, this is just an example. Don't get mad at me for saying it. I said if I made a blue hat and said, "Make America Great Again," what do you think it's going to be compared to? Of course, you said it. You said it. You said it. But if I just went out there and had my wife done up like his first lady, Trump's, nobody would look and say, they remind me of Trump and I can't remember the name. I can't remember her name. Kill me for it. I can't remember her name. It starts with an M, though. If I went out with my wife's lips done up, butt shots, injections, and she looked like Kim Kardashian, I walked outside, they wouldn't say, they look like Kanye and Kim. No, 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't. But if I went out there and was like, "You don't have the answer, Sway," they would say, "Yeah, you look like Kanye. Yeah, you act like Kanye." Because it's all about sometimes the way the body language is, the actions, the way you push yourself, your persona. If that is very, 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 very influenced and like somebody else, it is very difficult for you to get over. It happens in music. It happens in acting, in the acting business. It'll happen in wrestling. So as I said, guys, I love comments and I love to deliver. Thank y'all guys for pulling this content out of me. This is what you can get all the time. I just don't know if I really want to stay in wrestling. Sometimes I get disappointed by the way wrestling is and the way wrestling goes. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining all the time, so I don't know how much more videos I want to do of wrestling. I love boxing, so I'm just kind of dabbing in both of them. But if you truly want me here and around for the community, let me know in that comment section. I'd love to stay for you guys. If there's something or a topic you want me to discuss, let me know. And I know y'all are going to disagree with a lot of what I said, and that's okay, because I do know, just like myself, my job is to release content. Y'all's job is to disagree with what I say and go in the comment section and argue with me about it. And I respect your job position. So at the end of the day, just respect mine. It's just my opinion.